guys and girls, welcome back to another video. Gonna do like a little short film review on a film I was watching the other day. As you know, already the title at the top, Left Behind. It's a 2014 movie starring Nicolas Cage, and the rating is a 15. So it's a 15 rating. This came out in 2014. It says it's under thriller and action movie, but I wouldn't thought it was an action movie. It's more sort of a horror, psychological horror and thriller movie. In my way of speaking it, or my opinion, because there's this entity or something on it, which has basically vanished everybody. So I think in a way it's some sort of horror or psychological thriller, maybe psychological thriller. Anyway, so basically it's 62% liked, this film, apparently, and on the IMDb movie database, it's got a 3.1 out of 10. I would have gave it at least a 4 to 5, maybe 4 to 5 for the movie out of 10. But obviously, yeah, it's not the best movie, but it's enjoyable. I kind of enjoyed it because I'm not really much of a Nicolas Cage fan, except his Gone in 60 Seconds movie, which was absolutely really, really good. And this was initially released on the 2nd of October 2014 in Russia, Singapore and Ukraine. Director Vic Armstrong. What films has he played in? Or not played in, but directed. Let's have a look. So he's done films like Left Behind, Joshua Tree, Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Oh, he's done The Last Crusade. A Sunday Horse, by the looks of it. Indiana Jones, The Adventures of Indiana Jones. And Taipan. Indie Fans and The Quest. What's that? The Quest for Fortune and Glory. So what's that? Actually, that's another director, actually. So why are they putting their films up on there then, which are nothing to do with them? Because I thought, Vic Armstrong movies, Army of One. So the Army of One with, is that Dolph Lundgren? Yeah, Dolph Lundgren. Anyway, so this is my personal review on the movie itself. I thought it was good, but I kind of thought it was sort of like, I wouldn't say a rip-off of the Langoliers of Stephen King movie, but it kind of felt, it had that sort of, like, that Langoliers style movie to it, where they go into the Bermuda Triangle. Not in the film, they don't, not in Left Behind, but hang on, let's click on here a minute. No, let's delete this. Let's cut that a second. Yeah, so basically, as a bloody anarchy reigns on Earth, supposedly because of the rapture, Chloe and her father, whom she suspects is cheating on her devotedly Christian mother, struggles to survive. Now, Nicolas Cage plays this character. I forgot his name now. Actually, it was a captain, at least. Just trying to find his character name. I've got his character that he played in it. That's it. Rayford Steele. Captain Steele, they called him. So Captain Steele has basically been cheating on his wife with one of the hair hostess on the plane and all that. Basically, the daughter comes to the airport and all that. So there we go. Go and cough it up. Oh. He's not feeling well today, sore throat and all that. But anyway, so basically, Captain Steele has been sort of on the plane, and they book a flight, I think. Well, not book a flight, he gets on the plane and they fly over to London. I think it's because he's bought her some tickets, maybe to go to a hotel or something, so they can get together behind his wife's back, because his wife and him ain't been getting on very well. Anyway, the daughter finds out that he's been cheating on her mum and all that, or his wife, and she goes back, and I don't know if it's the kid who's because it's played by, was it Irene Steele, who plays Leah Thompson, Judd Lormand as Jim, and you've got Lola Jones as Laurie. So I think it's Leah Thompson, the young girl in that. Yeah, so I think that's the one that plays the daughter. Anyway, so the one who plays the daughter, she finds out her dad's basically been cheating on her mum and stuff. And she's very fuming, so she confronts him at the airport. And then basically, I think he forgot his tickets or something, or his airport tickets to go to, I think it was like to London, or for his hotel at least. So the daughter meets this bloke who's a very handsome gentleman and stuff, and very happy and all that, and they get together, talk and stuff. And then I think he was going to London himself on the same plane as her father, and they sort of like become friends because they were introduced and all of that to each other at the start. So they're on board, all these passengers on board as well, the plane, and it takes a turn for the worst. There's this one bloke who says the government's making this like special device where they can get from, I think, New York from JFK to this other, like, to London within 6 minutes, and it's some sort of device they were putting on the plane or something, or had been doing some experiments with. And there was this journalist bloke on board the plane as well, and it takes a turn for the worse when suddenly, out of nowhere, millions, everyone on the whole planet disappears without a trace. Not everybody, there was still some down there, and it's like it's really interesting. I mean, I'm not very much of a Nicolas Cage fan and all that. I know he's got a place, I think, in Somerset. I think he's got his own house in Somerset, because he came down to Western, I think this was a few years ago, and went to one of these restaurants. I think it was the Indian restaurant was in town by St James's Street. As you go down St James's Street, I think he took his son in there. Do you know what? I'd love to meet the guy. I think I actually love Nicolas Cage movies, but to some degree, there's certain films I don't watch of his, and I might have to get back into it to watch some of his movies and stuff, because actually what we got on here at the moment, The Frozen Ground, not really watched that one. Is that the one, or was that one, John Cusack's in it, Vanessa Hudgens, then we got The Running with the Devil, and then we got Next. I haven't watched that. Actually, what year was that one done? 2007. Inconceivable, another film. A couple trying to conceive invites a woman with a mysterious past to move in with them, but it's an invitation they might come to regret. Ooh. Actually, that kind of reminds me of the Rockin' the Babysitter one. I forgot what it's called. The Cradle That Rocks, or something. It's something called That Rocks the Cradle. I think, was it something called The Baby That Rocks the Cradle or something? That was an interesting film. Definitely worth watching though. I like those psychological, like, thriller movies with some sort of, they got some sort of paranormal stuff going towards them. But yeah, I mean, this one why it actually reminded me of a Stephen King novel was because basically how this was is everyone vanished. And what happened, they were on board the plane, everyone's clothes were on the plane, left, they just went poof, and then disappeared, like vanished. And it got to that point like, that's interesting, like, this kind of reminds me, like, all there was on the actual thing was people's clothes. They could have done it maybe if they'd added, say, people's dentures disappearing, or people's sort of like hair lines disappeared, then that would have been close to the Langoliers movie. Anyway, so there's this woman on board the plane, one of the passengers. She was saying, "Oh, this is all God's work and all this," and saying they're taking all these good people and that's why they've all vanished, because of basically God saving them by making them all vanish and disappear. And it is kind of sort of a religious movie in a way, but also it's a good film as well, nonetheless. But yeah, if you ever watch it, guys and girls, I definitely recommend it. Not much of a Nicolas Cage fan as much, but I'm trying to see if I can watch some more films, maybe some horror movies as well. I have actually, I was looking on the, what's it called? I was looking on the Rotten Tomatoes. I wonder why it only got 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. And how does this actually work, though? How does Rotten Tomatoes work? Is it like, does that mean it's a shit movie? Audience scores at 38%. Rotten, tomato meter, the tomato meter, 70 reviews, has 1%. And then we've got 38% audience scores at 10,000 plus ratings. So obviously, I mean, in a way, it is a good movie. It is a good movie. Well, to me, I think it is anyway. That's my opinion. Everyone's taste is different. Just trying to see. So, 93%. Psycho Gorman, Promising, Soul Breach, Wolf Walkers, 99%. So I don't know how that actually works. How does the... let us know in the comments below, guys and girls. How does Rotten Tomatoes work on calculation? How do they know if it's a good film? What the percentage of a good film is compared to a Rotten Tomatoes or audience scores? I mean, obviously, 38%, that's below 50%, obviously. So, I mean, maybe it's only a few audience watched it. But, let's have a look. So October 2014, actually, and it's strange as well, because if you look at the box budget of the movie, it's at £16 million. They had a budget of £16 million, or not £1,000,000, but $1 million, $16 million. And if you look at how much it was grossed at the box office, it was $27.4 million US dollars, which is actually, they've got more than just over half the amount that they've got back. So they've got more than half back for the money for the movie. But yeah, would I recommend people to watch this at least once? Anyway, at least once. Just watch it once and see what you guys and girls think. But anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for watching the review and my sort of opinion on it. If you've got any opinions on it as well, let us know on the comment section below, and stay safe all. I'll probably be doing some more movie reviews as well on it. Just my thoughts on the movie and what the movie is all about. But stay safe and see you soon. It is actually today, the 2nd of February 2021 already. So stay safe. See you soon.